What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cornelia back with another episode of Black News, a podcast where we break down current events, hot topics, and local stories involving Black people. Now let's get into it. It's a lot going on. I don't know where to start. Y'all want the hard or y'all want the soft? What y'all want? Okay. You want the hard or you want the soft? What y'all want first? Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news? Now, or let me say this. Do you want the surprising news or do you want the we told y'all this was gonna happen in November and predicted this news? Which one y'all want? Huh? Which one you want first, huh? Which one? Which one? You know what? Let's go with the we told y'all this was gonna happen in November. And all you had to do was vote for the black lady news. How about that? Okay. It's a couple things going on politically, and by a couple I mean everything under the sun. But as it relates to black people, it has been a somewhat eventful week on top of the last few months because y'all, it ain't even a year. It's not even a year since we voted in November. It's not even a year, which is crazy. It felt like it's been 7 years. Okay. But one of the first things I want to quickly touch upon is about black farmers. Black people were brought to this country, and this is history. Like, I know I got to. I know I don't have to tell y'all this. I know, but I just want to say it because I want to say it. Black people were brought to this country specifically to work the land and to provide free labor to build up this country. And we were brought here because we were very specialized in many different areas. Don't let people fool y'all or trick y'all into that whole narrative that we did not come over here and know how to do anything. We didn't blah. We would no. There, if you put people tell people to put their critical thinking skills cap on. Put your thinking cap on. Let's say that were true, right? We came over here and we know how to do nothing. So you telling me that the most lucrative crops in the world, cotton, rice, tobacco, coffee, indigo, you name it, the sugar cane, the most lucrative crops in the world were created by people who was just testing shit out. You get what I'm saying? People were specifically taken and stolen from different areas within the continent of Africa because they had a particular skill set. That is a fact. We know that for a fact. If you need to grow rice in swampy areas within in that South Carolina region, guess what? You need to get people who know how to grow, who know how to tend to rice, and you need to get them who know how to do it quickly. If you need people who are good builders or who are good at irrigation systems, who know how to build a water system that can get water seamlessly from across town or the river all the way down by the river up into your plantation, you gonna get somebody who know how to do that. Building dams, like y'all, come on now, talk to them. Hey, that way, I'm just saying. But with that in mind, at one point in United States history, before we were officially even in the United States, it was likely that every black person in here, I won't say every, because there were northerners, there were enslaved northerners. We were up north in the cold being enslaved. But a large percentage of black people were working the land. And that number has drastically dwindled down when how do we get to 2025? I believe it's like maybe 0.3%. Like it's a very, 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 very minuscule number of people, black people who are still in the agriculture industry. You see a black farmer, hey, this is a unicorn. Buy from them, support their business. But with that, over the past couple years, the Biden administration was literally in courts trying to fight to release funding to black farmers because of what? Discrimination. Well, I believe that finally happened, but this past week I saw a bunch of articles that, and I'm gonna read the article straight up. It says, USDA eliminates aid protection for black farmers ending socially disadvantaged designation. The department ends consideration of DEI criteria like race and gender in agriculture agencies. Now, isn't that shocking? Yeah, right. I'm being sarcastic. It says the decision comes as the final rule where the agricultural department said the socially disadvantaged designation for racial minorities and women will no longer be used in key programs. They said we don't need it. The department said it does not have an interest in correcting historical discrimination since it has made extensive progress so far. Child, where? Where's the progress? You made progress. Where was the progress? It goes on to say the Department of Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, President, you know who, has directed the cabinet to scrutinize all programs for illegal and unfair discrimination. As long as I'm Secretary of Agriculture, when we find leftover bias and discrimination in our programs, we will hold those persons who have committed these insidious acts accountable and take swift action. This move is about fairness, isn't about fairness or efficiency. It's about erasing history and stripping the tools that help level the playing field. That was said by the House Agriculture Committee member, Representative Chantel Brown from Ohio. All you had to do was vote for the black lady in November. Now I'm saying that with full confidence that she actually did win. Let me tell y'all something. I follow Joy Reid on Substack because y'all know she got booted off of MSNBC, and she has now taken the Substack where she does live shows throughout the day. She has a blog subscription. She has all of the news, pumping it out. And recently, she did a live stream where she had a research think tank, members of the think tank, do a full presentation about some of the voting discrepancies in particular states and counties, because we always talk about what was stolen, what was not. And I know I'm deviating off the black farmers, but I feel like I said all that needed to be said with that. It's disgusting. It's unfortunate. And if we really about it, if it was really, if we could, we would go back down south and claim the stolen land that was taken from our ancestors due to racial violence, theft, and unaliving and terror. If we really want to do something, but that's that. Joy Reid was on there, and she had some think tankers on there doing a presentation, and they have the data and the numbers to back up in specific counties and in specific states how the numbers just logically are impossible. Like when you think about somebody who voted for a down ballot candidate, right? But then the difference in numbers of somebody then voting for the presidential candidate. And one point, the example was basically to say the numbers that came out in the results of the election would mean that hundreds of thousands of people voted for all of the down ballot candidates, but then decided to not vote for a presidential candidate at all, which is it's illogical. It's illogical, and it's a red flag. So if y'all have time, follow Joanne Reid because she be having some interesting stuff. And when I saw that, I was like, but at this point, there's nothing you can do because once the criminal's in office, you can't really do nothing. Who gonna challenge the department? The Department of Justice gonna investigate? No, it's their Department of Justice. We're screwed. But I say that to say, as I don't know what we can do to support these black farmers outside of supporting them locally where they are, if they have things that we can support, because if they're black farmers who still have cotton fields, because there's still cotton fields in the South, we what we gonna do with a barrel of cotton, child? I don't know how to do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it's like a fruit or vegetables, then yes. But otherwise, we're gonna have to figure out a way to help people because it's getting real. But let me know what y'all thoughts are about it. You know, let me know what y'all thoughts are about it. It's a lot going on in that area, and I feel like this ain't gonna be the last thing that gets canceled or shut down, but we shall see. We shall see. Let me know though. You can find me at social media. So no, y'all. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. Another thing that happened, and this whole episode ain't gonna be politically, like it's not gonna be political the whole time. But I gotta get these out here. I gotta say what's going on. There's been all the talk on online, on the news, wherever, about the Epstein files. We've been hearing about the Epstein files for years. Ghislaine Maxwell, if that's how you pronounce her name, she in prison because of her behavior and her actions that contributed to the sexual abuse and violence towards women in partnership with Jeffrey Epstein. That man went to jail for a little while. They said he unalived himself. He done went on to be with him, and by him, I ain't talking about the man upstairs. I'm talking about he probably somewhere else. He probably somewhere else, but I don't know. And throughout the campaign, the red hats are all about, we gonna release the files. We gonna do files to come out. We gonna get the files. Now all of a sudden, they're saying, "Hey, oh, ain't no files. Ain't no files. What you said? What files? Files? What files you talking about? Ain't no files. Like what files? That's what they doing now. They files. Y'all, what? I ain't seen no files. You seen some files? And it has caused a rift within that particular party and their base. Now, let me caution people, because a lot of people are starting to do all of these like analysis about their supporters are turning on them and they're changing their mind. They're upset. This may be the thing to pull them away from the party and have them see the light. Y'all, don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. It is not, if someone, if their motivation is hatred, some files, while in the moment it may feel like, or they may say that that is something that will have them stop supporting that man, but at the end of the day, racism is a powerful drug. And regardless, at the end of the day, whether them files are hidden or not, deleted or not, they come out or not, I bet you one thing, they still gonna want to be racist. So do not fall for it, y'all. Don't fall for it. We had this example before. Before everybody was, they was on George Bush side, the economy crashed, then they was like, "Oh, we're gonna vote for Obama." Once everybody got their job back and the economy went back up, they was like, "Screw him. We're gonna go back to supporting the red hats." And at the time, it was the Tea Party. Y'all, don't fall for it. Don't believe people. I finally see. I finally see. No, they don't. Child, no. Don't fall for it. Ain't no welcoming nobody with open arms. Don't fall for it. But one thing that y'all's friend has been trying to do is distract. The masters of distraction. Masters of, hey, look over here. And if people look over here and you forget about the thing that's supposedly making everybody mad. But two things have happened that it seems like they think is really gonna cause some distraction and get people to stop talking about them files. Okay, they said, we don't want you talking about them papers. Let's post an AI video of President Obama being arrested in the Oval Office, which that has to be, it's a lot of disgusting things that have happened over the last few years, but that got to be one of the most trifling ass things I've seen. And I wonder, as Barack Obama, what is he thinking right now? Like, is he like shocked? Is he upset? Is he concerned? Like, really wonder what he thinking. And also, I know he's probably thinking the same thing we're thinking, is that man is obsessed with him. This is one reason why racism is so weird and interesting. Because at the root of it, it's an obsession. Like, for me, when I don't like somebody, I don't care about them. I don't want to hear about them. I don't care what they doing. If I'm out in public and I see them out, I don't care. Get out. Like, just, I'm not paying no attention to you because I do not like you. But the way racism works, there's a group of people who hate other groups of people. And instead of being like, I don't care about, I don't like them, so I don't want nothing to do with them, They are obsessed with that group. Where you going? What are you doing? Who you talking to? Why you doing that? Why you dressed like that? Why are you in my space? Why are you outside? What are you doing? Why? Who is that? It's so interesting. Also got some theories. It's too much to share on Black News. If you know me personally, hit me up and I'll tell you my theory. Hit me up and I'll tell you my theory about why I think that happens. But I say that because I want to remind y'all again, don't fall for the distractions. Another distraction tactic, they said we ain't releasing them files. But you know what files we gonna release all of a sudden out of nowhere? The MLK files. Here you go, thousands of papers. Y'all, ain't nobody asked for the MLK files. Martin Luther King Jr.'s own family tried to push back on releasing these files. They said they released a statement, baby. They like, why you got it? What is going on? But anything to deflect from the actual files that people are requesting, which again, y'all, that's it. I don't got nothing more for that. Don't be distracted. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for that. People regret my evil. No, you don't. Because when people are looking evil in the face, what side will they choose? They gonna show you every time. Y'all don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. People just don't magically unracist. Like, you know what? I had racist ideals and I aligned with the man who was a clear bigot. But you know what? Not anymore. That don't, y'all, come on. Let me know y'all thoughts though. Did you see the video of Barack Obama? And have you taken a peek at some of the MLK files? Baby, I'm not about to read no thousands of papers. I'm not. Whoever Martin Luther King was, that's who he was. I'm not one of those people who has romanticized him or his legacy. I know that man was flawed and he was a human being. So I have no interest to be digging through to see what was really going on, what he said. I don't, I don't, I don't care. I know who MLK was to us. But who was he to you? Let me know. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. There is an update. Yes, y'all. There's an update on the situation that happened at Southern University in regards to the young man who lost his life because of hazing. You know, it's an update. And it's a sad one. It's already been a sad situation, but you know what? I would phrase that. It's always been a sad situation, but this is not a shocking update. Okay. Because what happened, it was tragic. So let me recap and refresh everybody. So at Southern University, remember there was a young man who allegedly, because I'm just gonna say allegedly because I don't know if there even has been the trial yet. Passed away due to hazing allegations at the hands of Omega Psi Phi. This was the Beta Sigma chapter. Currently, 3 people are facing charges in Caleb Wilson's death. And the results are that the chapter has been expelled from Southern University. And so I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really versed in my national suspension lingo. Like I'm kind of out the loop. When back in my day, when people say the chapter got expelled, that meant that the chapter was expelled for a certain amount of years. They could come back, but it was usually in a long time. The chapter got their charter taken meant, and again, this was back then when I was on the yard, this is what it meant. When they say you took the charter, you got expelled and took the charter, that means they're off the campus and that chapter cannot come back at all unless they reapplied or brought back the chapter, not just from expulsion. That charter is gone forever. off the campus. You're done. Which is a big fear, right? A lot of chapters that be in trouble or have a lot of, stuff happening around them. One of the conversations is always like they take the charter, we done. Because you know, while people are in organizations and fraternity and sororities, it's bigger than just you, the individual. And when we think about a chapter, chapters were founded by undergrads. We talk about undergrads. Most cases, young collegiates. If it's on an HBCU or if it's an older chapter, they were chartered in anywhere between 1908 when AK was founded, the first sorority, and or 1906 when Alpha was founded, up until the 80s or 90s. So the work that someone's great great grandparents did on campus is now eliminated because of something that is happening in real time. That is very tragic, and it's tough. It sucks and it's tough. So with this news about Southern, I don't think that I'm clear about what they mean by expulsion. Does that mean? And then I saw they said they covering off up the plots, take all the plots down, cover it up. So they definitely off campus, but I'm not 100% sure. And if you all know, please let me know if that meant that the charter is gone or they're just expelled indefinitely and maybe in like 15, 16, 17, 20 years they can try to come back. Either way, it sucks. And it sucked to be the chapter that get the org expelled. Woof, Lord. Because they're gonna hang that over their head forever. Which in this case, a young man lost his life, so that's what happens. But I'm going to read an article. It says the fraternity has been expelled from Southern University's campus after the school's Division of Student Affairs found the frat responsible for the hazing death of Caleb Wilson. The chapter on Southern's campus will now lose recognition as a student organization, be denied all rights and privileges that come with recognition, and must remove all identifiable markers from campus. The stripping of the fraternity's image includes the fraternity's plot and would entail the removal of benches, trees, monuments, and other identifying items. Child, they got to cut the tree down? Ooh. The move comes nearly 5 months after the death of 20-year-old Southern mechanical engineering student Caleb Wilson, who collapsed in the Baton Rouge warehouse after being punched repeatedly in the chest. So now that I'm reading this particular article out loud, it sounds like these are the steps that the school is taking. Now, the school steps and the fraternity steps could be totally different. And reading this and hearing that Southern is expelling them from campus, there could still be additional organization punishment from Omega Psi Phi. They could follow up and then they could take the charter. They could then say, you know what, our charter gone too. So even if the school lifted the expulsion, the chapter can't come back. But considering the school is expelling them, sometimes these organizations do be in conversations with the university. So they don't have to take the charter. And again, I'm assuming I'm out the loop. I'm just assuming. They don't have to take the charter because they could just have conversations with Southern and say, we don't bring them back. They could Omega Psi Phi. I don't know if there was an announcement or if they came out and actually expelled their members from the fraternity. That could happen. That's probably gonna happen. It's a lot, it's just a lot that could go down. But we are here and I don't think anybody's surprised by that. I don't think anybody's surprised. I don't know when the trial is or what's gonna happen with that, but I'll keep a close watch. But also people gotta chill with the hazing like that. You gotta chill with it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, y'all. Okay. What do y'all think about this? Were y'all expecting something else? Did y'all think that they were going the frat was gonna get expelled? Let me know. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. Ooh, y'all. A couple of layers. Listen, look, y'all. I ain't no couple goals type of person. However, I am all for the girlies finding what they want when it comes to love and romance. I am all for people being happy, finding happiness, and living in that space. Getting rid of the dusties. Okay, we getting rid of the dusties, and we ain't dating no more ugly men in the 2025. Okay, in the 2025, we ain't doing it. I'm also an advocate for Sierra and Russell Wilson having an actual dating show and hooking people up in real life, because I don't know if this couple that I'm about to bring up is a product of their doing, but it appears that a lot of the couples that are in the limelight are associated with those two to some extent. But this particular moment, we're going to talk about Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson. I was not expecting this, and I am so happy for her because she seems genuinely happy. Klay Thompson plays for now that I think is Klay for the Dallas Mavericks. He used to be Golden State, one of the Splash Brothers. I think Klay got 3 or 4 championship rings. The boy's a champion. Okay, he ain't no slouch. He's a champion. And I never paid any attention to him, but now that he is dating Megan the Stallion, and I have been seeing pictures of them, y'all, has Klay always looked like this? I feel like he didn't always look like this. Y'all, has Klay always looked like this? Y'all, he got him a black barber. He got waves. Klay ain't always had waves, has he? I remember, from what I recall, he always had the headband on and the curly fro. I do not see him with a barber from the north side. I did not recall seeing this. Which usually is what happens when you date a black woman. She gonna make sure you at that black barber. Now, baby, I appreciate your hair and your natural hair and the look that you're going for. Okay, I really like it, and if you like it, I love it. Let's try this barber over here. She got Klay sleeping with a wave cap on. He be sleeping with a do rag. She bought him a new brush. He sleep with the do rag on. He probably don't even let the flap hang down in the back. He probably now fold the flap up so it ain't no flap. This boy out here looking like John B. Are you still down? When Megan get with John B? Y'all know how I feel about John B now. Okay, listen. Klay out here, he said, don't listen to what people say. They don't know about you and me. Put it out your mind because it's jealousy. They don't know about this here. Klay said that. Okay? He said, girl, it's all right. Okay? Because it's there in your eyes. I can see that you want me by the way that you smile, like you're still down for me. That's what he said. I know he said that. That's what he be saying to Megan. They all in. He is, she does her TikTok and Instagram video voiceovers where she like recap something. He doing voiceovers. Megan don't be having nobody in no voiceover, and I respect that. Y'all know I'm a believer in. Ain't no men gonna be on my page. If you want to be on somebody's page, you gotta be on your own page. This is my page. This is my social media. You listen, a man will be lucky if he get posted if we're married. And y'all don't really want to get married no more. I don't know what the value. I don't see what the value is. I don't really see it at this point. I'm old. I'm an older gal. And I don't want to cook no food. I don't want to do no labor on the house. I don't want to do that. I don't want to cook food for two. But the point is, I'm not a poster on the page. I dated a man who was upset. Like, you don't want to post me on your page because it's my page. If you want to be on Instagram, post on your page. People who following me ain't following me because they want to see you. Don't nobody care about you on my page. They don't care about you. Go on your own page. Child, she done let him on her page. It got to be real. It's got to be real to be posted on the page. It's also not that big of a deal because if stuff don't work out, she can just delete them. So here they go tomorrow. I love this for her. They were together at Megan's gala supporting her foundation, the Pete Thomas Foundation. I believe that's what it's called. Y'all know her parents and her grandparents passed away. So she has a foundation in her honor that provides resources and assistance to children, girls, and elderly in need. which I really love because a lot of times people forget about the elderly that are in need. A lot of foundations about kids and about either women or men, but a lot of times they forget and they leave the elderly behind. So I really like that. And he spoke, and people were asking him about what it's like supporting her, and he just has some really positive things to say. So I love it. I hope they go the distance. And I hope Russell Wilson and Sierra were the ones that hooked them up, because again, they need to open up a matchmaking services. A matchmaking service. But what are y'all thoughts about it? Do you like it? I love it. I love it. What do y'all think? Let me know. You can find me at Canelia on social media. On this week's episode of Black News, we talked about funding cuts for Black farmers. We also talked about the distraction away from the Epstein files towards MLK and President Obama. We also gave an update about the fraternity that was now suspended from Southern University. And also, shout out Megan and Klay Thompson for the hard launch of their relationship. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about all of these topics. Some or none, and I'll check back with you guys next time. That's it for this week's episode of Black News, y'all. Thanks again for supporting the podcast by sharing, liking, subscribing, and rating 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. To find more information about me, you can check me out at Canelia on social media, as well as on my website, which is canelia.com. And as always, thanks for supporting, and I'll be back next week with new topics and a new episode.